you can literally double the organic traffic in like 90 days or 180 days
Wow.
span if you just focus on the technical part of that. Age domain is not an expired domain
Yes.
because there is a big difference between the two. TikTok is working really well,
Mhm.
but again, if you can crack TikTok organic, one thing that I always look for is the underperforming pages. Always look for quick wins. Anything that you can do in the first 90 days and can double the traffic. Get out of the metrics. They will harm your rankings in the longer run. So I will
Okay.
never do that with the business that is very dear to me. Mentions will be your new backlinks. There were Google updates for like maybe 2 or 3 times per year, like the major core updates, and now you see updates like every month maybe.
Wondering which domains are winning right now? Now you don't have to wonder, nor do the work to find out. We research, test, and identify the trends for you before they peak. New release every week, limited inventory. Subscribe to Audit Trends now. Hi, this is Audit's podcast. My name is Aneta Samkov, and I'm here today with Umar Faizan to talk about what's driving SEO results in 2025 and what's not. Welcome, Umar.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, what's happening in SEO in 2025? What is it going to be?
What's happening? There's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that are happening right now, including the shifts in the SERPs. Like, let it be if you talk about the e-commerce thing, like e-commerce and local SEO are the most stable ones, but for the content sites, they are like killed, right? So, like, there was a time when there were Google updates for like maybe 2 or 3 times per year, like the major core updates, and now you see updates like every month maybe.
Yes.
Or every 2 months. So
Mhm.
they are making changes to the algorithm like so fast, and due to AI thing, like with every single industry, so it's changing SEO landscape a lot, to a lot of extent, right? So, and what's changing we will be talking about in later in the podcast, and what's not we will be talking about it that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how about link building? What strategies will take off and which ones should we abandon?
What strategies will take off? I think one of the strategies where there will be a lot of there will be a lot of need for mentions, right? So mentions will be your new backlinks. So we talk about guest posts, digital PR, link insertions and stuff like that for every single day. There was a thing called Haro. It's
Yes.
gone now. So
Yes.
but again, like it, in the world of LLMs and the ChatGPT, Gemini, and stuff like that. So the more mentions that you can get for your brand name, it will the better it will be, right? So so for example, if 50 sites are saying Omar Faizan is the go-to SEO consultant for e-com businesses, let's say, and when you ask ChatGPT or maybe like any other LLM, they will say the same, right?
Yeah.
So mentions are they will help you with your brand visibility, but again, that will serve as links as well. So that's just one thing, and the second thing is I think the uh, the non-relevant links here, like Google is very strategic about backlinks right now. So we were discussing this in the mastermind as well. It doesn't matter the place where you put the link, as long as you're writing the content in a way that is strategic, like in an NLP a friendly way, and you're not just pushing out the links. What I hate about this links thing is people always go after like those $20 links on $30
Yeah.
even though like $5 links. So they will help you out for sure, but, and this is a big but, they will harm your rankings in the longer run. So I will
Okay.
never do that with the business that is very dear to me, like for my brand or anything like that. You can always do that with for those sites that you just don't want to take off in the longer run. So yeah.
So, could we say that link building is brand building nowadays?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say that. And the other way around as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brand
okay.
building is the new link
Link
building.
building. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one too. So your growth winner site highlights acquire links from like top 100 website in a niche. How do you identify and secure those high quality links?
So this like a secret sauce that we use. So we don't do that for every single client out there, but for the brands that have like really good budgets, I'm talking about like 10K, 20K budgets just for per month for links. So then we get very strategic about it. So there is a brand that is working with us, and they have like 50 to 100K just for the links budget. So for those 100 sites, it's if you know about Dream 100 theory, it's a theory where you create a list of your 100 dream customers that you want to work with, right? So that could be like the biggest influencers in your niche or anything like that. So the same thing applies here. And I'm really glad that you researched on me so well that we have it in just in our copy. Maybe you scrapped the whole website and gave it to your LLM thing and ask like, what's the key thing that we're mentioning?
I have my ways. My secret. That's my secret sauce.
Okay, I will ask you about that
I
after
will
the
come to your
podcast.
interview. Yes.
So yeah, so what we do is we research those webs. We basically use similar web to find the biggest site in those niches. So basically, they are your amplified competitors, right? And competitors never link to you, right?
Yes.
But what we do is we go into the shoulder niches, right? So for example, if you have the website in photography, the biggest websites in videography is in the shoulder niche, right? So videography really complements the photography niche, right?
Yes.
So that's how we do it. So we would ask the videography websites to link to us. So by biggest websites, I would say like those having 100K plus traffics, or maybe like DR80 plus, DR70 plus website, they are very strategic about, linking out to other websites. So you have to be strategic about your approach as well. So they don't need money in most cases. So you have to be strategic. Okay, what else I can offer to them? So
Okay. So in your experience, what are the reasons behind failing at link building?
That's a good question. So one thing, okay, I will give you my example. So
Sure.
I failed at link building for first two websites. So I used to be a affiliate SEO, like
Okay.
building out the Amazon affiliate websites and ranking them and or flipping them. So one thing that I made like huge mistakes there since I was learning this stuff and so. And that is to be very, very strategic about link building, right? So when you get obsessed about metrics, so I have my friend, he says, get out of the metrics, like the lives metrics or the money metrics. I always say, get out of matrices. So link matrices, just like the DR, the relevancy and, the traffic and blah, blah, blah. So we even acquired links from the websites that are like 500 traffic in Ahrefs, and that's really it. But since that was a real website, they were growing, right? And we knew that website will take off in the future. And now that website has like, when I last checked, it has around 15,000 to 20,000 traffic. I can't exactly remember, but it was somewhere in between. So the thing is, you should not be really obsessed about the matrices. When you get very strategic about it, you don't have much opportunities. And I'm not saying that you should that you should get links from like the link farms or anything like that. No, that's not the case. But we often get inquiries from clients. Hey, we need links, but the matrices are the DR should be 40. The traffic should be like 10K or minimum 20K, and then they should be highly relevant links. And I was like, we can't do that here. So because you will have a very few opportunities that you can reach out to. So
Yes. Okay. So how do you actually measure the ROI of a link building campaign?
Uh, uh, I think like the major thing that happens with links is you get traffic, right?
Yeah.
So you can't translate those links into, sales ROI or into anything monetary, right? So I think one thing that's really important, if they are not moving the needle of your traffic, and there is something seriously wrong with your link building campaign. But
Okay.
provided that you have nailed down the content optimization, right? So, for example, let me give you an example here. Um, we were working with a client in healthcare niche, and they had really bad on-page SEO. Literally, for their main page, they had like multiple H1s. They had like various H3s, and then under those H3 headings, they had like H2 headings. So that I don't know like who was working on that website, but and he wanted us to build links on that website. So we built that, but we made the suggestion that you should fix that, right? And that's the one part. And the second part is like we were working with a client in the education niche. They were like building out links month over month, but they were not seeing the traffic needle was just the traffic was same as before.
Okay.
So when we audited their content, that was not our job being their link partners, but again they were paying a lot better. So I helped them out to audit the content thing. So they had the content optimization mistakes. So I think with the if you want to make the ROI for your links campaign, the traffic should move the needle, provided that you have the content optimization nailed out. So
Yeah. So actually, I wanted to ask, like, how do you spot a website that is underperforming but has this organic traffic potential?
that's a great question. So for this is really important for those guys who acquire websites or who acquire businesses to grow them later with their SEO skills and stuff like that. So I always look for the websites with if they have the content optimization nailed down, but they are lacking the links potential. It's not because I own a link building agency as well. It's because that you can just acquire that website, boom, shoot out like the 10, 20, 50 links, and that website will start growing in the first 30 days.
Okay.
So that's the idea here. So that's just one part. Just see where their main keywords or the primary keywords are ranking right now, and if you can there are two things. If you can fix the content mistakes, or if there is like they're lacking links. So those are the two major things. And if you're acquiring e-commerce stores, just look for the technical mistakes, because they have a lot of technical mistakes, especially for the e-commerce. Especially for the Shopify stores, right? So they have like the tag mistakes and canonical mistakes and stuff like that. So if you can, so I always look, if I conclude this answer in one line, that would be always look for quick wins. Anything that you can do in the first 90 days and can double the traffic. That could be anything related to content, links, user experience. That's really important, or the technical part.
So Umar, what is like the quick content fix that you could recommend? And I know that there probably is a threshold to which you can optimize a site. What should you do once that's done?
All right. So one thing that I always look for is the underperforming pages. What do I mean by that? Is pages that have like really good impressions, and they are like, or the pages that are ranking on page 2, right? They need links, but for the pages that are not getting, the clicks. So what you do is they are generating impressions, but they are not generating clicks. So there's something to do with their content. So I really love the strategy that Kyle shared, Kyle Roof.
Okay.
So it's, you take your primary keyword, put it in double quotes, and search that in Google. So if your page is appearing in first 5, that means you have hit your content threshold. But if it's not, then there is something to do with your content optimization.
Okay.
So to analyze the pages, I do have my video on my YouTube channel, how to do the content SEO audit. So where I talked about like you should remove the pages that are maybe let's say 6 months old and they haven't generated like any impression or clicks, so they are just waste. So by removing those pages, you will actually see, you know, you will actually see the growth in your organic traffic. So yeah.
So, what are your favorite traffic sources for e-commerce sites?
Since I do SEO, I would say SEO. But the thing is, SEO can really reduce your CAC, your customer acquisition cost, or for your store. So
Yeah.
thing is, that would be my favorite source because it's organic traffic by the end of the day, right? But in it, right now, there are big shifts happening, and I will be
Yeah.
talking about that in my talk as well. That is like the 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 way teenagers are shopping is shifting. The way
Yes.
adults are shopping is changing. The way older people are shopping is changing, right? So and it's all due to this, you know, digital thing, and now AI is integrating into this. So it's not related to the question, but let me tell you, there will be a trend soon where people will want to try out the product before they buy it online, right? So might be there will be a technology where they can. So let's say you are buying a ring for you. So you have your engagement and you want to try that ring in your hands before you buy it, right? So there will be maybe a hologram or something like that where you can just look at the ring, how it looks on your hands, right? So that will be the biggest shift in e-commerce
cool,
in coming years. So for the traffic sources, I think TikTok is working really well. But again, if you can crack TikTok organic, right, and paid ads are the way to go. So what I recommend is get started with ads, but don't have ads as your sole strategy to grow the ecom thing. So always, you can always leverage SEO to reduce your CAC. So
Yes. So, what's the role of user engagement in growing traffic?
Role of user. So to me, user engagement matrices are indirect ranking factor. So why indirect is, so for example, if someone is interacting with your website, they are spending more time on your website. So it's a signal to search engines that your site is good, right? That's why they're spending more time there. So for to increase those engagement metrics, so there is a whole thing called CRO, right? So where you optimize like to optimize for conversions. So with the same traffic, you can get more conversions if you optimize your site for if you think like a user, right? Or if you think like a buyer. So there are a lot of things that you can change on your website if you don't think like an SEO and think like a buyer. So there is a huge, you can say, user engagement has a huge role into driving the traffic indirectly.
Okay.
Right? Since search engines will be, increasing your search visibility for other pages as well, and you ultimately get more traffic.
So, how do you decide when it's worth to use an H domain for a project?
When do I decide? That's a really interesting question. So for any project that is in a competitive niche, so we opt for an H domain, and Audiwise is like our go-to resource for that. And yeah, so you said H domains, not an expired domain,
Yes.
because there is a big difference between the two.
Yeah, can you
And
actually speak to that a
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
bit?
So Audiwise is like a premium age domain companies rather than an expired domain companies. So yeah. So for any project where we are into, let's say, jewelry, right? So it's a very competitive thing. So if we are let's say targeting a category or anything like that, so we would use that age domain and use our 301 redirect strategy to rank that category. But if you are building the site from scratch, so I wouldn't recommend starting with like a very fresh domain in a such competitive niche. So you would need a domain where it has like the age, it's old and it already has the links authority. So if it has the link authority, you can just put the content and then boom, so you get the traffic in like next 90 days if you are good with your content strategy.
Yes.
Please.
Can you give an example of a project for like in e-commerce that you worked with an age domain?
So that was related to I can't name the product,
Sure.
but it was related to like let's say in our office use. So for that niche, like we were targeting. So it was a single product store, right? So and it's very competitive thing. And if you want to rank for like let's say sofas thing or anything like that, so that would be very competitive for a new domain. So that's why we opted for the for the age domain route. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I see. And let's talk about AI since it's becoming so big this year and probably the most impactful tool of the future. How should we take advantage of it?
AI. So one thing that I've seen is mainly people are very fearful of using AI. Rather, it can really help you scale your whatever you are doing, your e-commerce store, or let it be your agency or anything like that. So you can always look for the cases where you can leverage AI to build out the thing for you, or where it can complement your skills, where it can complement your work, right? So the thing here is that let's say that we used to do the prospecting manually back in the days. So I do have my full team who is just I had my team who were just focused on prospecting thing. So a couple of VAs are just doing the same thing, but with AI and automation thing. So there is a difference between that AI and automation. So it's really, really scalable. So we have built our own in-house tool to do that, right? So you just put in the keyword there and it automatically starts building out all of those things like the prospecting and then finding the information, and then
Nice.
now we are even scaling up and building bots that can really communicate over emails and negotiate the
Really?
the prices with webmasters, and then add that into our sheets, and then have our, just just notify our team that the new site has been added in which niche, so that we know like our database is growing and growing and growing. So
That's very cool. Very cool way to leverage AI.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen other ways in which it can be used?
Content is the way to go. So that's why
the content is like very popular.
So that's why I didn't talk about the content thing. But
Yeah.
you can always see like, so let me give you a non-SEO example here. So let's say we were before our podcast, we were thinking about the right title for it. So I quickly grabbed like a couple of screenshots from our talking points that we will be discussing. So then I asked ChatGPT what we can get out of this, like what can be the suitable title for this. And I didn't choose the all of that suggested, but I did the variations of it, like the 5 variations, and then I chose one.
Yes.
Right. So and for like in SEO thing, for content, there are a lot of content types, right? So for example, you can always use it for the, let's say you have your own GPT, custom GPT trained on your company's data. I'm talking about the e-commerce company. So you have your own custom GPT that you trained on your product descriptions, your company data, and everything in between. And now you are asking that GPT to create the content for your product descriptions.
Okay.
So it will be really nice output, rather than you ask like, okay, we have this product, can you please write me like 150 word description for that? That will be shit. So
It's exactly how you prompt it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the key.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have discussed AI, link building, and content. Can you share some of the typical mistakes e-commerces do when it comes to SEO?
So it really depends. Like, there are two types of e-commerce stores. Essentially, there are a lot of types, but so two types of them. Like the small stores doing, let's say, less than 1 million per year. So they are like the small companies. But those companies who are those stores who are generating like maybe 100K, 200K, 300K traffic per month, they are like really good ones. So the big stores, they really mess up with their technical SEO, right? You can literally double the organic traffic in, like, let's say 90 days or 180 days
Wow.
span if you just focus on the technical part of that, right? So I even know of the companies, the biggest enterprise companies, they have their own in-house teams that build scripts just to audit their own thing. They can't rely on like the tools like Screaming Frog or anything like that, because they are not enterprise level tools. So they built out their own scripts to find out the issues and then later on fix that.
Okay.
But for the small companies or the small stores that I've seen, like generating, let's say, 10,000 traffic or anything like that, they have like non-SEO issue, and that is audience research. They are not really good with the audience research part, because
Okay.
when you are really good with your audience research, you can map out your whole content strategy and tap in, like, attract all of those niche customers to your website. If your competitors are getting more traffic than you, then maybe they are doing something right, and that's the
Okay.
reason. So find out that reason. So
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Umar. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
and for this great discussion. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, please follow Umar on LinkedIn, follow me, subscribe to our Audit podcast to learn more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.